Hello there, this is Mike Kern, and we're looking at the market update, Forex market update for the new week. And before I get started, let me show you our product. Yes, this is the Mike Earn Premium Forex Signal Service. It costs $200 monthly. We provide a lot of value on this channel, but you can enjoy much more value on our premium Forex signal service, right? When we offered free Forex signals, those who took our signals can testify to how profitable they were. But you see, it is nothing compared to the premium Forex signal service. This is where we give the real juice, the real market, the real deal, so to say. Yes, because it's actually the real deal, and I can say that. There is nothing like this there's nothing like this offer, what we offer in the premium Forex signal service by Mike Earn. There is nothing like this in the Forex market. There's nothing like this in this industry. So I would, suggest that you chat me up. My link to the link to my Telegram contact will be in the description below. Chat me up if you're interested in this product of ours. What you get is signal services, precise signal service, not just general, not just generic market analysis that we offer here, but in the premium Forex signals, what you get is the precise, you know, signals with which you can make profit from your from the Forex market. So that is that. Chat me up if you are interested. So let's go to what we are here for today. Yeah, so we're starting with the GBP USD pair. The GBP USD pair has actually been moving in the expected direction. The 2 weeks ago, I told you the market will come into the zone. It did. I told you to drop off, and you can see that. Now I told you the market would move up from this point. Like we should expect the market push higher, come into the zone. We might see it come into the zone or into the zone, right, which is more clearer in the weekly time frame. Yeah, so I told you the market will come either into this let me zoom in, whether into this 1.25986 zone, or it comes back into this trend line before dropping off. So we've seen the market push in that direction. So we still have our fingers crossed to see what actually is going to happen. Right, so for the new week, what do I expect? Same deal. We'll keep our fingers crossed. If we can get the market come into this 1.25986 zone, and it's gives an interaction with that, it interacts with that area, right, and gives us a bearish signal, then I would expect, like we have already said, that we should see some downward movement here. And because the market is on a downtrend, yes, I think that's what we've had a well, not a really impressive downtrend, but I would still say to a large extent that the market might be in a downtrend in the long term. So possibly it goes beyond that, right? Drops really low. But what if the market breaks above this, didn't give us a bearish signal, and continued above to this 1.26921 area? That is also a possibility. If the market continues into that zone, interacts with that zone, then gives us a bearish close, then I would expect that the market would drop off a little, right? Maybe into the 1.25986 area before continuing higher, which is this. Let me see. Yeah. So we can also expect this. We can also expect this before we finally get into that zone that we talked about, the trend line, and the market drops off from there. So that's also a possibility that we should watch out for on the GBPNZ, GBP USD. I hope my drawings on the chart are not obstructing your understanding of what I'm analyzing. So let's move on to the next one, the Euro NZ, the Euro USD rather, the Euro USD. Now for the Euro USD, if we go to the monthly time frame, we see it's on a downtrend, right? And we can see this, the market try to come higher, we get this rejection, a massive one, and now it looks like the market wants to continue lower. If we go to the weekly, the same deal, the same idea. Now when we come to the daily, what do we have here? We have the market gave us a bearish, let me take this out of the way first. The market gave us a bearish close at this point. Now this might signal that the market is supposed to drop off, right? Yeah, but I'm not impressed by that because on the GBP USD we did not have a similar move, and GBP USD and Euro USD move together a lot of times, which is very important. Correlation is important. Don't forget that. Now this might be a sign of, just some market deception, so to call it, right? But it might continue higher, it might also go lower. So what I would say is the previous target I had is what I'm still going to hold on to. I'm still going to hold on to the previous target I had, which is the 1.07802 area. In fact, we had a trade on the premium signals channel that gave us a profit right around this zone. Gave us our target was met around the zone, a profit target. So I still expect the market to come into this 1.07802 area before it finally drops off. That's what I would expect. So I'm very skeptical about this current zone where it is giving us a bearish turnaround. I'm very skeptical about it. So I'll keep my fingers crossed till I see the market come into the zone, into the 1.07802 area, then gives us a bearish close, a bearish signal candle, then we can look forward to a sell. Don't forget we trade the daily time frame here, or let's say I'm doing my analysis on the daily time frame. I don't only trade the daily time frame, but my analysis are done on the daily time frame. So it's a day close bearish signal would give me some level of confidence that this market is going to go down. So now to USD JPY. USD JPY, we're still expecting. You check the previous analysis. I told you the market has pushed higher than where we have previous data on my chart, on my specific chart. So now if the market has pushed this high, then I would expect the market to come back into that zone that it broke above. I would expect that the market comes back into the zone before I can start making any trading choices. But for now, since the market has pushed higher, and we're doing technical analysis over here, so which means we are predicting the future moves of the market based on the past price action. So since we don't have any past price action to judge from, we just expect and wait for the market to come into a zone that we are familiar with before we possibly look for an opportunity to buy, right? So that is what I would say concerning USD JPY. So fingers crossed on USD JPY. Don't forget, you don't always have to trade every time. Always have to trade every time. Just have a lot of pairs that you look at so that you can always have trades to take from time to time, right? And some people also advise that you have only a few pairs to trade. Well, if you have a good market edge that shows up regularly on those few pairs, yeah, that works. But if you have a really high probability way of looking at the market, like I do, that is not so regular, but shows up on different pairs, then you can also have, to check different pairs to see if they fit what you're looking for. So now to USD card. The USD card, I made this analysis that the market will come into the zone. I showed you the market might rather. We expected the market to come into this 1.36559 zone before it pushes higher, and we've gotten there. We've seen the market come into that zone. In fact, I thought it was going to push higher from this point, from this candle. That was a Wednesday candle, but we can see a Thursday candle pushed below, and then we now see this quite bullish candle from Friday that we had just on Friday. So this bullish candle over here, the last one. So this might be a sign that the market is going to push higher from this point, right? This was my prediction and expectation on the last analysis I made of USD card. So I still expect that to happen. I expect that to show up. So if we get that, then we push higher. But if we don't, if the market breaks lower and continue to this 1.35866 zone, then if it comes into that zone, interacts with that zone, then gives us a bullish close, a bullish signal candle, then I would expect that the market would, continue higher from there, right? But if the market doesn't do that, and it continues higher from here, it comes into the zone, gives us a bearish signal candle, then I would expect the market to drop off to the 1.36559 zone. I hope you understood what I just said. If the market continues higher from here and goes into this 1.37908 area, then I would expect, and gives us a bearish day close candle, then I would expect the market to drop back at least into the 1.36559 area and most likely continue higher from there, right? Because I think this is a bullish trend. Let me check that. Yeah, it's a bullish trend, currently bullish, and most likely will be challenging this previous high in a few weeks time. In a few weeks time, it should be challenging this, and if we break above this, then we should be looking towards, should be looking at higher highs to the 1.46637, which is really far away. But that's not impossible, because even last week, this past week, we just had some really massive moves to tell you that some really massive moves can happen within a really short time, right? So let's move to AUDUSD. Now, what's AUDUSD telling us? AUDUSD, okay, I have this thing interrupting my screen. Let me clear that out, please. Show me on daily. Yes. So AUDUSD, we can see that the market has been bearish. So let's go to the weekly. We can see this bullish close on the weekly. We'll go down to the daily. We see the market making some bullish moves. So since the market is it has a bearish momentum, so we should look forward to sells, which was why I predicted that if the market came into this 0.64665 area, then we should expect a drop. But apparently that did not happen, right? So now I would expect that since the market has gotten into this gotten to 0. According to this place here, 0.65311, then I would expect that the market continues till it comes into this major zone of the 0.65977 area. So the market gets into that zone, the 0.65977 area, and gives us a bearish day close candle, gives us a bearish day close signal, then a bearish day close signal candle rather. So I would expect that the market continues downwards. Right, I expect that the market, pushes downward and most likely even breaks below this and comes as low as this 0.62719 area, because the market currently has a bearish momentum on the long term. When we look at the monthly and we look at how the market has been pushing higher high, did I say higher high? Higher high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So we've been seeing lower highs and some lower lows as well. Maybe not at this point, but we've been seeing some lower lows too. So there's a possibility that we continue to see the market go lower. So that's my expectation for that. But if that does not happen, if we have the market come into the zone from here, the market come into the 0.64665 area, then maybe we should expect a little bullish push as well. And since it's a bearish momentum pair, in the long run, so I would not expect too much bullish move, right? We can just look at the market coming into this back into this previous place, or at most expect this 0.65977 area. So that is what I would expect from this currency pair. That's the AUD USD. Now let's go to the Euro AUD. Now for Euro AUD, let's look at the monthly. What does it look like on the monthly time frame? The monthly, it's on a bullish reversal. It's on a bullish move, judging from this point, right? I hope you can see this. You can see my arrow. Judging from this point, I would call it bullish, because the monthly is a really long time frame, and we can say it is bearish, but judging from this point, I would call it a bullish market. Now, it has also broken previous highs on the monthly, so I think my bullish, calling it bullish is actually accurate. So now, what do we expect? This is also the weekly. What do we expect? Let's look at the daily. Well, since it's bullish and the market has broken below the 1.64093 area, what I would expect, or what I would look forward to, is that if the market goes back and closes above the 1.64093 area, then I would expect it to push higher from there. I would expect it to give us a bullish move right from that point. If the market goes back into the zone and breaks above and closes above the 1.64093 area on the daily time frame, right, it gives us a daily bullish signal. Then I would expect the market to push to continue at least into this 1.65546 area. And since it's a bullish market, who knows, it might even go as far as this or even as far as this. But let's look at this point, right? So since it's a bullish market, I would expect it to even go as far as the 1.67538. Maybe not immediately, but I believe it can get into that area. But if it doesn't do that, if it continues lower into this 1.61884 zone, if it interacts with that zone, then gives us a bullish close above, then I would expect that the market will come back into the 1.64093 area, or even higher to the 1.65546. So whichever of those scenarios occur, that is what I will be looking at, and I would advise that you also do the same. and watch out for your own confirmations as well. So monthly time frame. The monthly time frame, we're moving on to the Euro CHF. Yeah, Euro CHF pair. So now on the monthly, it's on a massive bearish move. Massive. In fact, it has been massive. It has been on a massive bearish move for years now. Years and years and years. So what would I expect going forward into the weekly time frame? Well, what I would expect is that the market, if the market comes into the 0.99733 area and gives us a bearish day close candle. Are you with me? The market gives us a bearish day close candle after interacting with this 0.99733 area, then I would expect it to continue down into the 0.97105 area, right? That's what I would expect. But since it's a bearish candle, who says it cannot break below this previous low? It can definitely continue downwards since it's a bearish momentum market rather. The market is on a bearish momentum, so it can definitely break below this previous low, right? So that's what I would expect. You know, same thing if it continues higher than that, if it breaks that zone, if it breaks that 0.99733 area without giving us a bearish signal, then it continues into this 1.00940 area. Then it's the same thing I would expect. I would expect the market, if the market comes into that zone, interacts with that zone, gives us a bearish signal candle on the daily time frame, I would expect the market to continue downwards at least into the 0.99733 area, continue as low as the 0.97105 area, or you can even go lower. So whichever of these scenarios show up, I'm good with that. But if we see the market come into the, you see it break below this and maybe come into this 0.94183 area and gives us a bullish signal, since it's a bearish candle, bearish momentum market, I would not expect too much from that. The market can come into the 0.97105 area before it continues downwards. Before it continues downwards. So that's what I would look out for on the Euro CHF market. So we did that analysis on the weekly, but it definitely still applies on the daily as well, because it's the same zones that we look at. So let's go to the EURGBP market. Now this was what I was talking about when I said the market can push higher quickly. So on the EURGBP, we can see from the monthly that the market is on a bullish rally, really bullish rally, and expecting a sell at this point might not be a good one, but it's not impossible. So if we go down to the weekly, the same thing. Go down to the daily, same story there. So now what should we expect from EURGBP? Now since the market is in a bullish mode, the market comes into this 169.885 area and gives us a bearish day close candle, then I would expect that the market continues downwards from there. The market might rather continue downward from the 160 to the 168.918 area, or even as low. Yes, we can expect it to go as low as the 167.536 area. So at that point, if it comes that low, then I would expect that the market will start pushing higher from there, because this is a very bullish market, right? This is a very bullish market. You don't want to expect too much of bears at this point. So this is what I'll be expecting from the Euro JPY market for the new week and even beyond. So the next is GBPCHF. Before I continue, let me show you our product. Now this is the Mike Earn Premium Forex Signal Service. We charge $200 monthly for it. Now over here we offer, on this YouTube channel we show you what we expect the market to do, whether to buy or to sell, at what point we expect the market to buy or sell. But what we offer in the Premium Forex Signal Service by Mike Earn is comprehensive, or precise signal service, right? That gives you the price to enter, the price to take your profit, the risk involved in a trade, the price to take your profit, the precise details that you need to make money from the Forex market. That is what we offer in the Premium Forex Signal Service. And those who took our free signals while we offered it, we let you know that we can testify to how profitable it was, right? So now that is nothing compared to what you get on the Premium Forex Signal Service. Oh yes, it's nothing compared to it. So chat me up. My contact is in the description below. Chat me up using my Telegram contact in the description, and if you want to come on board, chat me up and let's talk, so you can come on board. Thank you. So let's get back to why we're here. The GBP CHF currency pair. So now for GBP CHF, if we go to the monthly, we can see that the market is currently on a downtrend. The market has been bearish for a while now. If we go to the weekly, you can see the same thing, but we look at this point, from this point to this point, we see that it's as though the market has been in a range. It broke out of this range right here, but did not go beyond this point, right? It did not go beyond this point. This body of this candle, it didn't go beyond that. So we're also pushing higher. So there's a possibility it continues to respect the range, right? Like come into the zone and still drop off, or maybe it will even drop off at this point. We cannot say for sure, but there's a possibility that happens. So what do we expect going into the new week? What I would expect is that if the market comes into this 1.15672 area and gives us a bearish close after coming in contact with that zone, gives us a bearish close candle on the daily time frame, I would expect the market to drop as low as the 1.14319 area, or since it's even a bearish market, it can go lower than that into the 1.11196 zone. That is what I would expect. What if the market doesn't even do that and just drops off from this place that it has come into and just come into the 1.11196 area? Well, what I would expect to be a small bullish move. Yeah, a small bullish move, because I would not be expecting too much from a market as bearish as this. So a small bullish move higher into this, into a zone like this. Yeah, that's we can look for some resistance, some minor resistances around there. If we can see the market come into the 1.12328 area, I think that's good for a bullish move. That's good for a bullish move. So the bigger expectation is on the bearish move, since the market is a bearish momentum market. Now to the CAD JPY pair. CAD JPY, what do we have here? Now for CAD JPY, the market has been bullish, obviously, over a few years now. We look at the monthly, we see the market has been bullish. We go down to the weekly, what do we see? The same thing, but some deeper retracements are clearer in the weekly. We see the same thing, but some deeper retracements, like I said, are clearer in the weekly. So it's coming closer into this 1.116 rather 0.772 resistance. So on the daily, what do we see? The same idea, coming closer into this 116.772 area. Is there even a zone after that on our chart? Let me see. Okay, yes, there are zones after that. That's not the highest point of the market. That's what I wanted to confirm. So now, since we're in the daily, since we trade from the daily, since we are looking at this for the daily rather, if the market comes into this zone, into this 116.772 area, and gives us, and after it comes in contact with that zone, it gives us a bearish signal candle on the daily time frame. If it does that, then I would expect some bearish move, right? Some level of bearish move. In fact, this might be the point where it gives us a deep retracement. We can see a deep retracement into the 11.134 area before it continues to boom higher as it has been doing for a few years now. So we might see that, right? So there's a possibility we see that happen, and there's also a possibility it doesn't get to that zone before it retraces back, into the zone. If it retraces back into the zone before getting to that zone, we might also see what I expected, which is a push, a boom higher, in continuation of the bullish trend that has been in play for a few years now. So that's also very possible, right? We can look forward to that as well. So that means, if it comes into this 111.134 area, comes in contact with that zone, that gives us a bullish close above that zone, then we should expect a bullish move, right? AUD CAD. Now for AUD CAD currency pair, for the AUD CAD currency pair, I told you that if the market comes into the zone, I think that was last week, that we expect a bearish move from there. Well, the market got in that zone, gave us a bearish candle, but this market was not ready for us. We did not take this signal because I had my doubts about it. Because it did not meet up with my complete strategy, rather. It did not meet up with my complete strategy, so which is why I refused to take that trade. So I didn't take that trade because it did not meet up with my complete strategy. It did not meet up with my strategy. I saw that bearish move like we predicted, but it did not meet up with my strategy. But that's not to say that this, prediction is not going to play out, because it is still in that zone. It's still in that 0.89157 zone. It's not about the line, it's about the zone, right? So if the market opens up and gives us a day close candle with a bearish signal, day close candle, at this point, if the market closes on the daily time frame bearish below the 0.89157 area, then there's a possibility that we continue low from there. We continue lower from there. That's a very huge possibility. As you can see, the market has been bearish. So since it's a bearish market, the probability is even higher for that we see the markets go bearish from that point. But if the market also continues into this 0.89751 area, it comes in contact with that zone, then gives us a bearish close below the 0.89751 area, then I would expect the market to drop off from there into the 0.89157 area. That's what I would expect, right? But since it's a bearish market, it definitely can go beyond that. So that's what I'll be looking forward to for this currency pair going into the new week for the AUD card currency pair. And that's that. Let's move on to the AUDCHF. Now for AUDCHF, what do we have? Let's go to the monthly time frame. The monthly, it's a bearish move. It's very obvious that it's a bearish move. We'll go to the weekly. Same idea, it's a bearish move, right? Now we can go down to the daily. Now what do we expect on the daily, or what should we expect? Well, the market is coming close. We can see this point that the market might, come to do a double top at this point, at this 0.59873 area. But I have my reservations about that because that is not a major zone on my chart. I did not plot that out as a major zone. So I'll just, keep my fingers crossed about this one. But if we get the market coming to this zone, if we get the market coming to the 0.58637 area, the 0.58637 area, then I would expect that the market from there might push a little higher, right? But since it's a bearish market, there are more chances, so there's a higher probability that the market might come into the 0.61578 area and give us a replay of what happened just here. What happened over here? I hope you can see that. Yes, what happened over here, where the market came in contact with that zone and dropped off. So then there's a possibility we get a replay of that, where the market might come into that zone and even drop off lower than the previous time it was at that zone. So there's a possibility. So the same thing can happen if the market pushes into if the market continues to push higher, does not give us a bearish day close candle at this point. If it continues higher into the 0.6226 and gives us a bearish close candle at that point, then we can also expect a similar drop right there, right? But whichever way it plays out, I think I'm more convinced about the 0.61598 area. If the market comes in there, then we should expect a sell-off. So to the next one, AUDJPY. Now for AUDJPY, let's quickly check the monthly. It's a bullish market. It's challenging the previous highs, which is really significant. It might mean that we are in for a bullish move for maybe another few years. So it's challenging this previous high right here at the 102.794 area. So we come down to the weekly. It's the same idea. Now if we come down to the daily now, what should we expect? Now if we come down to the daily, if we get a bearish close candle, a bearish daily close candle below the 102.794 area, then that should expose those 100.380 area, right? But since it's a bullish market, we shouldn't expect too much bearish moves, right? We shouldn't expect too much bearish moves. So I'll just look at that, or even try, if that shows up, I'll try to get out with my profits faster than usual. So that's what I'll look at. But if the market comes into this 100.38 area, then it might bounce off from there, continue in the bullish direction as it has been going. But since it has already crossed the 102.794 area, I expect that there's a possibility of it coming into the 104.319 area, it gives us a bearish close candle below that. If it gives us a bearish close candle below that, then we might see the market move into the market come as low as the 102.794 area before it continues higher as it has been going. So that would be my expectation for the AUDJPY currency pair. Now let's move to the CHF-JPY. Now CHF-JPY is also bullish. Okay, CHF-JPY is also bullish. If we move to the weekly, we see the same idea. In fact, there hasn't been so much deep retracements, but there have been a few retracements here and there. We'll go down to the daily time frame. Now, what should we expect? What I would expect is that if the market comes into the zone, since this is the zone we have available on the chart right now, zone I plotted, if the market comes into this 107.138 zone, then I would expect the market to continue from there, to continue to push higher and then break above this previous high. That's what I would expect the market to do, and that looks like the only thing we can expect from this chart on CHF-JPY. Or if it continues to break below that, continues to crash below that, and comes into the zone, which is definitely very unlikely. If it comes into this 151.445 area, then maybe we can continue to see the market push higher from there. But even if it drops into the zone, right, if it drops into the zone, I don't think I would expect the market to continue to go higher. I would expect the bullish move to the bullish momentum to start to fade out at this point. And if we get a bullish retracement, I will be gunning for a bearish continuation if it comes this low, which is very, very unlikely. So that is what I would say. It's very unlikely that happens. Which the first one is there's a possibility that happens, right? The first one I mentioned, which is that the market comes into the 170.138 area and continues to push higher. So now, EURGBP. Now for the EURGBP, I'm trying to take a look at the monthly, but it's loading. So let's see. It's not up yet. So we can just start from the weekly. For EURGBP, we zoom out a little. Is the market bullish or bearish? Well, we can just say it's quite in a range. It has been. But if we look from this standpoint, we can call it bullish. But if we look on the larger scale, we can say it's in a range. But since we can call it bullish, we can see some immediate bullish moves happening at this point. Let's go to the daily and see what to expect. Now for the daily, I would expect bullish moves, or I would favor more bullish moves rather. So if we see the market come into this 1.79171 area, after coming into that zone, gives us a bullish close above, then I would expect the market to come into the 1.80148 area, or even a lot higher than that, because it's a bullish market. But if not, if we don't see the market come into that zone, we see the market push to the 1.82777 area and gives us a bearish close below that zone, then what I would expect is that the market should push lower from there, to a large extent, maybe back into this previous high before it continues higher from there. So let me see, the previous high, maybe let's look at this 1.80974. so it might move into the 1.80974 before it continues higher. The reason I did not say to come back into the zone is because it's currently making some higher highs, and we do not want to overstay our welcome in any trade. We don't want to overstay our welcome in any trade. So now to the EURGBP currency pair. Now, concerning EURGBP, I told you that this market, yes, I did one analysis, not the weekly one, but I did one analysis especially for EURGBP. I told you that if the market closes above, we should expect that the market pushes higher. Well, the market has pushed higher. It has done at least a 1-to-1 of this candle, a 1-to-1 of this what's it called now? This turnaround candle, or this reversal candle rather. It has done a 1-to-1 of that candle. And so anyone who took a 1-to-1 trade on that is really good. But it hasn't got into our expectation, which I predicted the 1.48735 area. It might not get there, but it's a possibility that it also does, right? There's a possibility it does get there. We can see the market trying to make a push higher, and we can see this bullish move. We can see what looks like a pause over here. Now this pause might be a signal that the market wants to continue to push higher. Now on the weekly, what do we have? We have a range at this point. We have a bullish momentum, we have a range. Typically the expectation would be a continuation higher. So everything seems, well, let's say a lot of things seems to favor the bullish expectation on this currency pair. So since the market has come back into this 1.46081 area, what I would expect is that if the market gives us a bullish close above the zone on the daily time frame, gives us a bullish close above the zone on a daily time frame, I would expect the same thing I said here. I expect the market to continue to push higher from there. So we can expect the market to continue to push higher from there. Right, that's my expectation for this market. But what if it drops? What if it drops, down here? Yeah, we can start looking, but that is very unlikely. So I would expect, that it pushes higher from here. That's for Euro card. Now for card CHF. For CAD CHF, if we take a look at the monthly time frame, we can see it's been bearish, really bearish. Now on the weekly, what do we have? We have something similar. We have the same idea. The bearish, it's been a bearish market, trying to push higher. Now if we go to the daily time frame, now what I would expect is this. If the market continues and price continues and comes into this 0.67469 zone and gives us a bearish close below that zone, below the 0.67469 area, then we should expect the market to drop off, right? We should expect the market to drop off from there to at least as low as the 0.66031 area. Why is that? It's in a bearish, a bearish momentum, but what if it drops below that? That's also a very high possibility because it's in a bearish. The market currently has a bearish momentum, so that's a possibility it also drops a lot below that, right? But what if the market doesn't get to that point and just comes into this 0.66031 zone? There's a possibility it does that. So if it drops into this 0.66031 zone and gives us a bullish close above that zone, I would expect it to give us at least some little bullish move higher before it continues lower. That's what I would expect, because the market is currently bearish, so any bullish move should be approached with caution. So let's move to the NZD-JPY. Now for NZD-JPY, I think it's a similar story with the other NZDs, other JPYs rather. And yes, it is. It's been bullish for a few years now. Now if we go to the weekly, same idea, some deep retracements here and there. And we go to the daily. Now what do we expect? It has come into this 94.024 area. So what should we look out for? Well, if we see a bearish day close, the market opens and at the end of the day it gives us a bearish day close candle, then I would expect that the market will push down a little, at least into this previous zone, into this previous point, the 96.342 area. This previous high over here, if it pushes into there, that will be good for me. But it might also do a little deep retracement into the 92.372 area. So but if it pushes into that zone, then it can continue blowing up from there. But if it pushes down into the 92.372 area, then I can also, and gives us a bullish close above that zone, then I would also expect that from there as well it continues to push higher. It continues to push higher from there if it gives us a bullish day close candle above the 92.372 area. Now we are on to the NZD USD. Now for NZD USD, I made some predictions. I think that was last week. Now let's see how far we've gone with that. How the market, interacted with that. Now at this point, I told you there's a possibility the market pushes into this zone. Now we've seen the market come into that zone. Let me take this out so you're clear. Yeah. So I told you the market will push into this zone and might drop off from there. And what do we have? We have the market actually pushing higher and closer into that zone and giving us bearish signals. So there's a possibility it actually gets into that 0.59858 zone as expected, or it might not, because they're already showing some bearish signals as though it wants to continue downwards from there. But if it comes into this 0.59858 area, interacts with that zone, then gives us a bearish close below the 0.59858 area, then we should be on the lookout for a possibility of a bearish continuation, because this market is bearish. This market has been bearish for some time. So it's a bearish momentum market, so that we expect that the market will continue bearish. So that is the prediction for NZD USD. That's the expectation for NZD USD. I hope you got that. That's the expectation for NZD USD. But if it does not get in there, it just drops off and comes into the 0.57879 area directly, then we should expect a little bit of a bullish move. Not much, but a little bit. So let's move on to the next. When it comes into that zone and gives us a bullish close above, right? A bullish close above the 0.57879 area, then we should expect a little bit of a bullish move. That the bullish close, it's at the daily time frame. Yeah. So now NZDCHF. Now for NZDCHF, what do we have? For NZDCHF, we have a bearish market on the monthly. On the weekly, same idea. We have a bearish market. Now, since we have a bearish market on the NZDCHF, what should we look out for? Well, the market has come close to the 0.55, this 0.54468 area. The market has come really close to that 0.54468 area. Now, what I would expect is that if the market comes into this 0.54468 area and gives us a bearish day close, then I would expect that the market, drops into this 0.52968 area. It might not come that low, but it might also come that low because it's a bearish momentum market. The market is currently on a bearish momentum, so that's what I would expect, right? And if the market comes into this zone without having any further contact with that 0.54468 area, just comes in directly to this 0.52968 area and gives us a bullish sign, then I would expect the market to push higher a little, just a little, because it's a bearish market. But if it pushes above and comes into the 0.55026 area, then I would expect that the market will drop from there. If it comes into the 0.55026 area, gives us a bearish day close candle, then I would expect that the market drops from there into the 0.54468 area, or even much lower than that. So that is what I would expect for NZD-CHF. Yes, so let's move on to GBPNZD. Yeah, so for GBPNZD, the market has been quite bullish. The market has been quite bullish, a slow bullish move, but has been quite bullish for a while. We go to the weekly. It is the same idea. So we had a bearish pin bar. Now we have a bullish pin bar challenging that bearish pin bar. We have something like an inverted head and shoulders. We have something like an inverted head and shoulders, right? So because of that, I think I would be expecting a bullish continuation. An inverted head and shoulders is a bullish sign, and the market is also on a bullish trend, right? Now, because the market is on a bullish trend and we have an inverted head and shoulders, I think I'll just stick with the last analysis I made where I told you the market will come into this area and might come into this area and give us a bullish move and continuation to as high, possibly as high as the 2.14984 area. So we still have that. So we still expect that to show up if the market comes into this 2.14984 area, then gives us a bearish close below. If it comes into that zone and gives us a bearish close below that zone, it gives us a bearish close below that zone, then I would expect that the market will drop off a little, not so much but a little, because it is a bullish momentum market. So we shouldn't expect too much of bearish moves in this market. So that's what I would expect. But if the market drops off from here into this 2.06291 area, the market drops off from there into the 2.06291 area, then there's a possibility that it pushes higher at least into the 2.09294 area, or even break above those zones and go to a lot higher as the 2.14984 area. So let's move on to the next. That's that for GBPNZD. Let's move on to GBP AUD. Now for GBP AUD, the monthly time frame tells us that well, I would say it's a big range, but we are seeing some bullish signs. A bullish sign that has even broken above this high over here. So I would look at it as a bullish market for now, since it's giving us all the bullish signs, especially in the immediate, not so long ago. It has been it has started giving bullish signs for not so long ago. So let's see, what's the expectation for this. Now if the market at this point if the market opens up, comes in, has another interaction with the 1.91085 area, even maybe comes as low as this previous low and still goes ahead to give us a day close above that 1.91085 area, gives us a bullish close above, then I would expect a continuation to the higher side. That's what I would expect, right? But if the market comes that lower into the 1.90102 area and gives us a bullish close above that zone, then I would also expect the market to push higher from there. That's what I would expect for the GBP AUD currency pair. So let's move to GBP CAD. Now for GBP CAD, our previous analysis, we looked at the possibility of the market coming into the 1.71427 area, then dropping off from there. But the market hasn't come that close, so we still have our fingers crossed. So there's a possibility the market comes into this 1.71427 area, then give us a sell from there. Now let's take a look at the trend, the overall trend. The overall trend of GBP card. Well, we can call this bullish. A lot of times trends are not so clear. We can call it bullish without thinking twice, but I'm looking at this, highs. I'm looking at, this previous move right here. So we can call it bullish, or we can say it's in a big range as well. So if we see, which means bullish or bearish, the market might push really high. We might push really massive in the opposite direction. So if we get the market coming to the 1.71427 area, then we get a bearish close below that, so we should expect a bearish sell-off. But if we see the market coming to the, like we said here, is the market coming to the 1.68305 area, then and gives us a bullish close above, we should look forward to a bullish move higher. We should look forward to a bullish move higher. That's what I would look out for GBP card. Now move on to the next one, which is NZD card. Now for NZD card, what should we expect? Well, for NZD card, I told you to expect that the market might come into the zone and give us, interact with that zone and drop off, but we have not seen that happen yet. In fact, we have not seen that happen. But what I will look out for now that the market has, gotten beyond that is, if the market comes into this 0.81624 area and closes below that zone, the market comes into that zone and closes below that zone, then we can expect the market to come into the market to come into the 0.80996 area. Yeah, so that's what I'll be looking at. The market is it's a bearish market. It's a bearish market, so there's a possibility for that. If the market comes into the 0.81620 area, then there's a possibility it comes into the 0.80996 area. That's what I'll be looking at for NZD card. But what if that doesn't happen? What if the market drops into this 0.80287 area? The market does that, then I would expect a little push, a little bullish move high. I won't expect too much because the market is on a bearish trend. So that is that for NZD card. That is that for NZD card. Thanks for watching.